Right now at noon, breaking developments in the airline disruptions all across the country. This is a live look now at Los Angeles International Airport. Flights are taking off once again after the Federal Aviation Administration grounded thousands of flights earlier this morning due to an outage with their system that alerts pilots. Queen City News reporter Savannah Rudisell is live at Charlotte Douglas International for us, looking at what exactly went wrong here. Savannah.
Hey, good afternoon, Annie. We've been here looking over the tarmac at Charlotte Douglas International Airport, and the runways are back open now, which is such a difference from an eerily quiet morning. Take a look here at the activity as American Airlines flights are trying to get back on track, back on their schedule from their hours and hours of delays this morning. The FAA reported that they had an outage of one of their major communication systems. They call it the Notice to Air Mission System, and that went out nationwide in the very early hours of the morning. Regulators say this is the kind of technology that they use to communicate with pilots if there's any hazards on the air or on the ground. And without that tool, the FAA delayed all domestic flights from taking off until at least 9 o'clock this morning. Now, we didn't start seeing flights take off here at Charlotte Douglas International until about 9:15. It wasn't an immediate jump back on once they lifted that ground warning. They say that they needed that time to be able to ensure the safety and the integrity of flight plans. Now, officials report they were able to get communication back, but they don't yet know the root of cause of the outage. They say as of right now, there's no evidence of any kind of cyber attack to the FAA's systems. But these delays are still racking up. We've got just a domino effect here from the delays that we saw this morning into this afternoon. As of the last count, we're pushing more than 7,000 delays of flights in and out of the United States. Now, this is really impacting passengers here at Charlotte Douglas International. For a look at that, our Julian Sador is inside talking with some of them. Good afternoon, Julian.
Yeah, Savannah, you kind of touched on it. It's the delays and cancellations where people are really going to feel the pain right now. Some flights that were scheduled to take off as early as 8 a.m. are just taking off now. As of last check, we had around 50 cancellations, close to 100 delays here at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. So this is something that's going to be affecting passengers throughout the day. A little bit earlier, I actually spoke to one passenger who was dealing with flight issues last night, and then they got to the airport today only to see that the mess that we were dealing with.
Supposed to go to Colombia last night, so they delayed the flight so much I missed my connection. Housed me in a hotel here in Charlotte. Woke up this morning to grab my morning flight, which has now been canceled. So now I've rented a car to drive to Colombia instead of flying.
Okay, but we don't want to give you all bad news here. The good news is I've been looking at this flight board throughout the morning here, and it looks like any flights after 3 p.m., I haven't seen any cancellations yet. The latest cancellation I saw was about 3:03. So if you have a flight after 3 p.m., you should be in the clear. But again, that's as of now. As the ripple effect continues to play out, we'll see how many more cancellations and delays we get. The best advice I can give you right now, check the flight status before you head out to the airport. For now, live in Charlotte Douglas International Airport, Julian Sador, Queen City News.
Yeah, Julian, this is a big thing to deal with, especially if people were caught up in that holiday travel mess. So it's like Groundhog's Day all over again. Thanks for that report. And let's go ahead and take a live look at the FlightAware misery map. You see a whole bunch of red there. This tracks cancellations and delays happening all across the country. This is over a 3-hour time span, so the numbers at the top of your screen aren't necessarily up to date, but that looks like 1,800 delays and nearly 300 cancellations. The biggest hotspots are Dallas-Fort Worth, Atlanta, and Chicago O'Hare. Now, the FAA is on top of the issue, with officials trying to end the glitch and its ripple effects. President Biden was leaving the White House today and stopped to talk to reporters about the air network disruption. Take a listen.
I just spoke with Buttigieg. They don't know what the cause is, but I was on the phone in about 10 minutes. I told them to report directly to me when they find out. Aircraft can still land safely, just not take off right now. We don't know what the cause of it is. They expect it to be able to, in a couple hours, we'll have a good sense of what caused it, and we'll respond at that time.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, meantime, tweeting out an update saying, quote, the FAA has determined that the safety system affected by the overnight outage is fully restored, and the nationwide ground stop will be lifted effective immediately. I've directed an after-action process to determine root causes and recommend next next steps.